following usage of these clips are not an infringement of copyright and are protected under the law of fair use. This review is made just for fun. Spoilers are ahead.
Seatbelts, everyone! Please let this be a normal field trip. With the friends? No way!
The Magic School Bus, a show that originally aired on September 10th, 1994, that was based on a book series of the same name created by Joanna Cole and Bruce Deegan. Broadcasting and Cable announced that it was amongst the highest rated PBS television show amongst school-aged children at the time. The idea for it to be turned into a TV show was thought up by the former Scholastic Entertainment Vice President and Senior Editorial Director Craig Walker. The Scholastic Entertainment President, Deborah Forte, said that adapting the books into an animated series was an opportunity to help kids learn science in a fun way. Around the time, Deborah Forte had been hearing a lot of concerns from parents and teachers about how to improve science education for many minorities and girls around the globe. And at the time of its release, it definitely was. I remember everyone in my class, wherever I moved to, they all knew what the Magic School Bus was. Everyone I grew up with, they knew what the Magic School Bus was. It had a very charismatic teacher who everyone would have loved to have as their own teacher, a group of kids who were very ethnically diverse and seemed to get along pretty well. Some of them had good characteristics, some of them were just pretty bland, but it was a 90s TV show. It's not like they always fleshed out every character on their shows. They only really took time to do that on the mainstream TV shows that were going on at the time, the ones that were on like ABC and those kind of channels. But nonetheless, the show had an awesome theme song, it had awesome episodes, so what could go wrong with trying to make a reboot? Oh, this, I'm out. Nope, this. Wait, we can't curse? Oh, sorry. Either way, I'm out. Forget this. This. Yep, on June 10th in 2014, Scholastic Entertainment announced that they were going to make a new animated series that was inspired by the old series called The Magic School Bus Rides Again. And they really shouldn't have. But yeah, Scholastic, those same guys who hosted those book fairs in your school when you were a kid, those awesome book fairs that had all those cool books and gadgets for you to buy and spend your parents' money on, those were lit back in the day. But as usual, Hollywood loves to our childhood and rehash old cartoons we watched as a kid, because they just think it will appease to the younger audience as much as we loved it. Yeah, I know I can't curse, but you know what? I don't care, it's a kid's show. This is my show. So when the trailer dropped yesterday, and after I watched it, I just knew I had to make a review on this, because this show is so sacred to me when I was a kid. Number 1, this stupid animation. I mean, seriously, who greenlit this animation? It looks so poorly drawn that a 5-year-old could do it. This looks like something a 5-year-old would hang up in his schoolroom. Like, come on! How is it that the animation from the 90s show was better than this? I mean, at least the black guy upgraded from a freaking afro, and then the black girl upgraded from those little two poofs in her hair. But come on, guys. And if you really think that this looks better than this, then you need to get your eyes checked, man. Like, seriously. Like, you can tell with all these cartoon shows nowadays, they have such this cheap animation style to it. How are kids supposed to appreciate them when you can see from sight that the animators themselves don't even care about these shows? Number 2, the new Miss Frizzle, or Mrs. Frizzle, whichever one this is. So for some reason, Miss Frizzle is doing something other than teaching with her life now, so she kind of passes the torch on to her sister to be the student's new teacher, and she even throws her sister the keys and like officially passing the torch visually to her, and that is just so sad to see. Now, I'm not really complaining about the new Miss Frizzle because Kate McKinnon plays her, and we've seen that she's actually a pretty good actor. She's on SNL, sadly in the Ghostbusters reboot, but other than that, she's a pretty damn good actor. But throughout the whole entire trailer, she just seems kind of bored to even be there and teaching. I mean, don't get me wrong, she still seems kind of enthusiastic, but the voice she uses in the whole trailer, it just doesn't sound like she's really into it. Number 3, the new theme song for this godforsaken show.
Cruising on down Main Street, you're relaxed and
The only thing I'm seeing is my future self committing suicide after listening to this theme song multiple times. I mean, I don't really have a problem with the theme song for this version of the show, honestly, but to me, it just doesn't sound as good. Like the last one, the OG version of the theme song had soul to it, it had power. Listen to this. I don't know, I just feel like this version from the 90s is just way better than the one that we are gonna get because it just has more soul to it. It feels like, it makes me want to dance. I mean, I'm not a kid anymore, so I don't really know what kids like anyway. It just seems to be a lot of heavy, fast-paced dubstep and stuff now. So, number 4, the passing of the torch. Remember the scene in the trailer that I was talking about where Miss Frizzle literally passes the torch to her sister? That's obviously supposed to visually represent the passing of the show to a new generation. The original voice actress of Professor Frizzle comes back to reprise her role, which I think is really cool. But the only problem I just have with this whole thing is how it's being handled. Like, instead of just replacing the teacher for these kids, they could have also replaced the students, have new students come in, new characters, since they're already making a new character out of nowhere. Miss Frizzle has a sister, but these students are the same as the original cartoon. They could have made it like these kids are older now, they're in high school, or maybe they even graduated from college, and they see that Miss Frizzle's retiring or whatever she's doing, and they see these new students coming to school, and they're like, oh, you got a Frizzle? Oh, watch out, they're pretty wacky. They could have done something clever like that, but no, they just took the lazy route. My final thoughts. Judging from the trailer, looks like there was not much effort put into this show at all. The animation just looks very lazy. We don't know much about the new Miss Frizzle, so we can't really judge her yet. Besides, Kate McKinnon just sounds very lazy and like she doesn't want to be there. And they didn't even change any of the kids. They all look the same. They are the same kids from the original show, besides maybe one or two. But other than that, just everything about this show seems lazy. I'm not going to be watching the show personally, as I obviously have no interest, but from what I can tell, hopefully the episodes are at least decent enough that kids can actually learn from the show, like how I learned from the original cartoon. Oh boy, I can't wait for this episode. But thank you guys for at least tuning in on this trailer review. Hope you guys liked it. Like, comment, and subscribe, and share with your friends. And I hope you guys have a good afternoon. And everyone in the path of Hurricane Irma, hope you guys stay safe.